Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm Sarah. This is No BS Beauty. So today I thought I'd talk about, 5 or 6 things that are necessary for treating melasma. And melasma is a type of hyperpigmentation that is thought to be maybe brought about in different ways. It typically affects women. It could be hormonal. More research needs to be done on it. But these are a few top recommendations because if you look at pictures of me from 6, 7, 8, even 10 years ago, the melasma I had was it covered every inch of my face. It's gotten so much better now, and these are my tips and tricks that you must do to get rid of or minimize your melasma, because let's be honest, once it's there, there's certain areas of it and spots of it that probably are just not going to totally go away, but you can make it 100 times better for yourself. So my first recommendation is going to be a good sunscreen. In my opinion, a chemical sunscreen with a caveat, and I'm going to get there in a second because I know what some of you are thinking. This one is a European Roche Posay UVMune. It's got great filters. I think it's got 8 different chemical filters. It's amazing. So on the sunniest, hottest days, sweatiest days of the year, this is the one I go to. I was recently on a little short weekend trip somewhere very sunny. I use this every day and it didn't let me down. However, apply this, give it a good 10-15 minutes to soak into your skin. So when I let that soak in, I usually do my hair. My next recommendation is some type of BB cream that contains, or a foundation that contains a mineral sunscreen, because they're finding mineral filters really do a good job preventing melasma. But I don't solely trust just mineral filters in general, because they tend not to be as strong or work as good as a lot of the chemical filters in some of these newer products. But I like to use them together, but give them 15-20 minutes in between applying them. You don't want to apply them too close. Don't mix them. We're not scientists here. In fact, even the scientists that make sunscreens don't get it right a lot of the time. But apply them a good 15-20 minutes apart. So a good chemical sunscreen, if you can tolerate it, and then a good BB cream, because the iron oxides and mineral oxides in a lot of these BB creams have been shown to help prevent melasma from getting worse. So those are 2 important things to do. If you can tolerate any type of protection, is going to be good. A hat, a lightweight hat. This one I got on Lululemon. I like it because it folds down on this so I can fit it in my little purse, and it's got a hole for my ponytail. So I really like this one. What do they call it? It doesn't say on it. It just says 0 size. But anyway, I got this one from Lululemon. It was probably more expensive than it should have been. Or this one from the North Face, which has a nice ponytail hole in it as well. Something lightweight, something that's not going to make your face or head hot, because heat can also trigger melasma. So if you're going to wear a hat, do a nice lightweight one, like one of these, and actually probably a white color would be better, because black soaks up the sun better than other things do, so white reflects it more. But make sure it's lightweight. So those are my first top 3 things for melasma. And typically melasma a lot of times affects the forehead, around the mouth, and the cheeks. Typically, it can be everywhere. When I had it, it was everywhere. So those 3 things are going to be important. So a good vitamin C serum every day is going to help a ton. I've got a handful that I recommend. I love the Geek and Gorgeous Sea Glow serum. It's really cheap, really affordable, perfectly formulated, absolutely amazing product. It's made very freshly. So this is the top on my list. If for some reason you don't like a traditional vitamin C serum, I've got a couple other ones that I'm enjoying. This one is the Alastin C Radical Defense Serum. And this one is the Whitney Bowe Asta C. It contains astaxanthin and some vitamin C derivatives. So these are a couple nice alternatives as well. First of all, I recommend ascorbic acid. So if you can handle ascorbic acid, this one will help. It helped me a ton. Really amazing product. Next up is going to be a good, diverse brightening product. And by diverse, I mean a lot of good ingredients that brighten skin. There's a lot of different ingredients that have been found to be great at helping with hyperpigmentation and melasma, brightening ingredients, things like that. So something that contains a bunch of them. So a couple I like: Remedy for dark spots, do they mention? They've got retinol, mandelic acid, kojic acid, glutathione, licorice root, tranexamic acid, niacinamide, silymarin, and acetylglucosamine, all proven to help brighten skin tones. Another great one is the Regimen Lab Level Serum. This one also contains tranexamic acid. Does it have the whole list on here? Tranexamic acid. It's got a bunch of other good ones. So this one is in my top picks. Another one is the Topicals Faded, which contains tranexamic acid, kojic acid, and azelaic acid. This is a great brightening serum. And for one that's on the more affordable list is the Bubble Daydream, which uses some vitamin C and niacinamide to help brighten up skin. So those I've done tons of videos on different brightening products, so you can certainly check those out. I'll try and remember to link to them below because there's a lot more than just these, but these are just 4 that are great and pretty available to get. For me, one other big thing for brightening up my melasma was azelaic acid, which was in a couple of these products. So there's lots of great azelaic acids. This one is great. Keso Care, it's K-Beauty. The Inky List has a great azelaic acid serum. Lots of brands do. The Geek and Gorgeous have their A-Pad serum, which is an azelaic acid derivative. That's the one I used when I noticed the most benefits. It really helped brighten my skin up super fast, really amazingly. It was one of a handful. I'd say there's probably 10 products in my life that have been near instant game changers. That's on that list. Another one is the Skin Medica TNS serum, which is $300. The A-Pad's a little bit better because it's like 12 bucks. So, and then last but not least, all other things you've tried, maybe to some degree you still have melasma. There's one more thing worth checking out, but do your research. Talk to a dermatologist or an esthetician because it's a complex product and it may not necessarily be the best for everybody, but that's just hydroquinone. This now in the US it's prescription only, but there are still some K-Beauty brands that have a few hydroquinone products. Costa Baja did at least. I don't know what's going on with that brand. It seems like they're shutting down or I don't know what's going on because they're not anywhere anymore, but so hydroquinone, definitely do your research on it because if you need to use this as prescribed because you need to apply it for months, and then take a certain amount of time off. And then apply it for months and then a certain time off. If you don't do the time off, if you don't do the titrating correctly, it can get worse. And some people are not the best candidates for it because this one, in terms of brightening, it's bleaching as opposed to brightening through other ingredients. This one is more bleaching, so keep that in mind as kind of a last resort in my opinion, but hopefully all these other things will help. Certainly a good chemical sunscreen and then 15-20 minutes later a good mineral sunscreen or foundation with mineral filters in there, even if it's not a high SPF like the Dr. Jart one. I think is 40. I'm sure that how I apply this, I'm not getting anywhere near 40 because I'm not applying it thickly like you would a sunscreen. But over my other sunscreen, I'm just looking for a little bit of mineral filters to help protect the sun from making the melasma worse. So melasma it's an interesting, unique hyperpigmentation, especially, I mean, thinking about, like when you're really hot, some people, it triggers it. So that's why sometimes a hat, get a lightweight hat, not a heavyweight, something like that. So you're not getting your face too warm or sweaty. So anyway, so in my opinion, these are going to be some of the best things to do to treat it, to help it be less noticeable. You might not be able to get rid of it totally. I still haven't, but it's bounds better than it was years ago. So I'm happy about that. And I'm determined to not let it get worse because doing nothing, it will certainly get worse. So anyway, well, thanks so much. Any thoughts or comments you have, let me know. And I will see you more tomorrow. Bye, guys.